there are two types of pain in general. There's something called nociceptive pain, and there's something called somatic pain. Nociceptive, or visceral pain, if you will, is a deep ache that comes from within. You know, when like you get nauseated and you feel something in your stomach that really bothers you, you know, that's more of a visceral pain, okay? So this pain, you can't really pinpoint it to one spot. You can't say I'm hurting right here or right there. It's pain that's within, if you will. And then you have the more somatic pain that you can localize. All right, you can say, well, somebody burns the tip of your finger, you have pain right here, right at the tip of your finger. This is somatic pain. It follows a certain, what we call somatic distribution. That's why it's called somatic, okay? So somatic pain is actually pretty easy to localize in the brain. We know where it is. We actually mapped out the brain, or we mapped out what's called the sensory cortex, which is the part of the brain where all the sensations come up to, okay? So what we figured out, and actually a lot of that research was done right here in Montreal at the Montreal Neurologic Institute, as a matter of fact. And they mapped out that right in the center, at the top of your brain, there are two strips. The one that's in front is called the motor strip, and the one that behind it is called the sensory strip. So the sensory strip is where all the sensations, or the somatic sensations, end up on the brain. This is how you feel if something is burning on the tip of your finger, or the tip of your toe, or the side of your back. And in fact, the map is in the shape of a person with the legs at the top, and as you go down, you have the arms, the torso and the arms, and all the way to the face, which is down here. So there's a map of a person on the surface of the brain.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. So, and these connect down to the center part of your brain. Actually, they run through what I had showed you earlier, which is the thalamus. And then from the thalamus, goes all the way down the spinal cord to the extremities, to the arms and legs. So when somebody, let's say, touches your finger or burns the tip of your finger, there's a nerve signal that goes from your finger to your spinal cord, all the way up to the thalamus, and then from there, it shoots a signal to the surface, the cortex of your brain, which is right over here somewhere, depending on what part was affected. And that's how you feel the somatic sensation of pain. All right? Now, the visceral pain is different. The visceral pain is much more complex and is distributed among different centers, including in the limbic system, because there's an emotional component to the pain. Now, all the types of pains can be modulated. They can be amplified. They can be reduced.
How can we reduce them?
So, a lot of ways that we have done research on how to reduce the pain was through the use of medications. For example, narcotics. You know, things like morphine. They act on certain parts or receptors in the brain to reduce the signal, the pain signal that goes up to your brain, basically. But also, when you're in pain for a long time, let's say you're having somatic pain for a long time. So somebody is, let's say, burning your finger constantly for days or months on end. Eventually, that pain is going to become more what we call chronic. And it's not only going to have a somatic character, but it's going to have an emotional character. It's going to make you depressed. So your limbic system is going to modulate that pain. So you're going to have a modulatory response where now it's affecting other parts of your brain, not just the sensory cortex. So if you actually scan the brain of somebody who's been in pain for a long time, and you take another person who has exactly the same pain, but they've only been in pain for like a day, different parts of the brain are going to light up.